Keep your eyes, ears, and intuition open this week because information, clarity, and opportunities are coming in, but only if you're paying attention. This is a great week to get your journal out, journal any ideas that are coming to you, any thoughts, any conversations that are appearing in your world. This is a great week to journal basically anything that's coming in that makes you feel even slightly good, or just anything that kind of triggers like a in you. Jot it down because it may just be important later. I'm Sarah at Life with Training Wheels, where I help you take control of your life by guiding you through the astrology on this channel and through other tools such as tarot, sound healing, meditation, and other holistic health and wellness tools on my website. I am a Western tropical astrologer. I utilize the whole sign house system, and I have been studying astrology for about 8 years. So just to give you an example of what I'm talking about when I say pay attention to what may have come in, what information might be coming to you. I was spending a little time yesterday scheduling, doing some schedule maintenance, confirming the schedule for next week for my other job. And one of the clients responded to me, happy retirement. And I responded something like, I wish I was at that level of freedom in my life. But congratulations to whoever retired. And she said that she did. And her little piece of advice was save in a few different ways so you can maintain your lifestyle. And knowing that that Saturn and Pisces and the North Node is going through my second house of finances and values and how you spend and save and all those things. I took that little text message exchange as a sign. Like when she first said happy retirement, it made me feel good inside. And it's like, yes, I want that freedom of feeling retirement. And so with Saturn being retrograde here in my second house and the North Node being here for the next bit, I'm really taking that to heart. Like, okay, how can I hear your message? How can I, start to build towards the future of my retirement and that level of freedom that I want to feel. So that's just an example of what I'm talking about. So the things that we are going to be over, this is the weekly overview for Monday, September 8th through Sunday, September 14th. Monday and Tuesday, there wasn't really anything going on. But today, Wednesday, September 10th, we have the Sun in Virgo conjunct the South Node. Tomorrow, Thursday, we will have Mercury in Virgo conjunct the South Node. Friday, we are going to have the Sun and Mercury in Virgo sextiling Jupiter in Cancer. This is a really good feeling day. And then Saturday, we will have the Sun Mercury Cazimi. So those are what we're going to go over, as well as at the end of that, I'll talk just a little bit about what could be seen this week in our geopolitical and the mundane astrology as well. Okay, so for today, Wednesday the 10th, with the Sun in Virgo conjunct the South Node, especially for Leo risings, because the Sun rules you, this could be a really low energy day because the South Node is, something that kind of takes away things. So, and the Sun is your ruler as a Leo, and as well, it's everybody's vitality. So we could all just be feeling a little low energy today. but especially for Leo risings, that could be a thing. And then this is the sun highlights things as well, right? So the south node is kind of pulling the energy out of the sun, but at the same time, the sun is putting a focus on the south node themes of releasing and letting go. So, with the south node being in Virgo, this is going to be especially related to the Virgo themes. So, and for us personally, especially related to whatever house Virgo falls in for you, but also the Virgo themes of like organization, your daily habits and routines, your health, like your digestive health, the food you eat, those types of things. Your kind of your self-talk, your mindset, being overly critical, overly organized, like it's anywhere where we're being kind of maybe like too much Virgo, in the sense that it's detrimental, too organized, too critical, too needing to have everything detailed out. We're shining a light on that with the sun to help us let it go. The sun also represents our ego, right? So some of us may be feeling with it conjunct the south node today. Perhaps there's a situation that causes a little bit of an ego death feeling. For everyone, but especially the Leo risings as well, since it does represent you, and is your chart ruler. But and let me know if you don't have, if you don't understand what I mean by ego death. But that's kind of where, we come to this understanding. Like one of the ways I like to think of it is when you can take a step back from yourself, like in meditation or whatever, and you can just watch the thoughts come in and out, and you're not necessarily attaching yourself to the thoughts. Like those thoughts aren't you, your feelings aren't you, they're all fleeting. So who are you? You're this other thing, this soul that's connected to the oneness of everything, which is where we're going towards with the Pisces, is realizing that we are one with everything, right? And so today may help us kind of understand that by maybe being able to experience, and if you've never experienced anything like this, then I do recommend doing some meditation or something like that, and really going into it and seeing how the thoughts, they aren't really you. Like you're separate from your thoughts, right? And that judging voice that can be too critical and too whatever in Virgo, that's not really you either. So like to take the time today at some point and go into a meditation, or just go on a walk or something like that, and think about this judging voice coming in, and asking yourself, where does that voice come from? Like, because if you sit and think about it, you are enough the way you are. You are love, and you are loved. And whose critical voice is that? Who put that voice in your head? Because it's not you. The shoulds, the woulds, the coulds, like that's your ego. That's not who you are at your center. That is not the you that is part of the oneness and part of the all. And that is what we want to connect with. So it's a good exercise. So I recommend, if you've never done it, to do it. Let's see. Yeah. So then with the opposition then of the sun to the north node, we're being asked to really trust in faith and surrender. And all right, so Wednesday the 10th today, the sun in Virgo is conjunct the south node. So what this means, especially for my Leo risings, is that you might have some low energy today. Everybody May, just because the sun is our vitality, but especially Leo rising, since that is your chart ruler as well. Because the sun is our vitality, it's our ego, it's all those things, and then the south node is what we're trying to release and let go of, right? So it's kind of maybe draining some of our energy. It's also, the sun shines a light on whatever it is in conjunction with. So it is shining a light on those Virgo themes that we want to let go of. So wherever you're being too heavy on the Virgo themes of like organization and detail oriented, having to have everything figured out before moving forward, having to have the plan, letting go of some of those things so that we can learn to trust and have faith in things that the North Node and Pisces is calling us towards. Letting go of where you're being overly critical of yourself, overly critical of others, any of those Virgo energies that don't feel good, right? Any of those Virgo also rules our health, right? Our daily habits, our health, our work. So any health habits that you have, any addictions, anything like that, like the sun is going to be shining a light on it today to help you see and discover what you need to release. And then same with work, right? It's related to work. So how do we view work? Do we feel like we need to overwork, overproduce, over whatever? Do we overextend ourselves in work? Releasing anything in regards to work that we need to release. So it's really looking at that, as well as wherever Virgo, whatever house Virgo is in your natal chart, is also the area of life where you're going to want to evaluate, or you might have some things come into your awareness today that you need to let go of. Potentially also, since the sun does represent our ego, some people may be experiencing or may have some sort of ego death trigger today. And if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as ego death, then I certainly recommend you experimenting with that today. And it's one of the best ways I can explain it is just having the experience of feeling into and really feeling that you belong to that oneness, that collective energy, and kind of releasing your own identity within the whole. So even taking whether it's sitting in meditation or taking a walk or something, just letting the thoughts kind of pass through your mind, listening to that judgmental voice that comes in saying you should be doing that, you should be doing this, you're not good enough at this, blah 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 blah, and taking a step back and like who's saying those things? It's not you. You wouldn't talk to yourself in that way. It's a voice that you have learned. It's a voice that's been put in there by conditioning, whether it's from family or society or whatever else. But you, like, the essence of you is really just love. So this critical voice, taking a step back and really seeing that it's not you, like practicing detaching from it and seeing how that feels. And if this is something totally foreign to you, I recommend a book. It's called The Untethered Soul. There's several books that are great at teaching you this, but The Untethered Soul is one. And then another one is The Power of Now, I think, by Eckhart Tolle. I don't see that one, but I do see The Untethered Soul over there. Anyway, that That is the thing. So then with the sun then opposing the north node, um, faith and surrender are the new skill sets that we want to learn to master with the North Node. And so perhaps today we're getting a little peace, a little clarity on what that might mean. And then Saturn there in Pisces with the North Node is about boundaries, having boundaries versus avoidance. Pisces could be where we want, like we might get overwhelmed with the detail of Virgo, and then on the other end with Pisces, we just want to escape. So it's more about having boundaries versus avoidance, which was that story about the text message I received about happy retirement and me kind of taking that in, like feeling that, like, oh, happy retirement, like how can I, instead of avoiding my finances and things like that, which I tend to do, how can I really take control and master and like create a plan to get there, but without being too nitpicky and things like that with the Virgo energy. So it's this fine balance. It's also spiritual. Saturn in Pisces is also this spiritual discipline versus spiritual bypassing. And so the sun is kind of conjuncting the South Node, kind of highlighting that as well. Just in the opposition to the North Node in Pisces. Like we want to have spiritual discipline and build boundaries around our practice, but we don't want to spiritually bypass. And then what does it really mean to live a life of devotion and meaning? I think that's another question that might be coming up today and maybe floating around in your mind as we are being guided towards this North Node and releasing some of that Virgo energy. But whatever whispers to you today, definitely take note of it, because it might be something important moving forward with working with the Saturn energy as well as all of this eclipse energy. Okay, so then Thursday we have the Mercury in Virgo conjunct the South Node. So for Virgo risings and Gemini risings, since Mercury is your chart ruler, you may be feeling a little bit more energetically drained than the other signs. So just be aware of that. And then everyone might be feeling a little bit of mental burnout or overstimulation. And maybe a little bit of like mental fatigue for everybody. That could be a thing for Thursday. It's also a great day to evaluate, right? Because Mercury represents our mind, our social media, our commerce, short distance travel, like all these types of things. So it could be a good day to evaluate how you're using social media, and if you're using it to just mindlessly scroll, if you're using it as a way to numb out, or if you're using it intentionally, because the North Node in Pisces is asking us to utilize things like that. The opposition is asking us to utilize things like that in a more spiritually aligned way, right? Like social media can either deplete us and lead to depression and anxiety and the comparison trap and things like that, or it can really be beneficial and be uplifting and really help us on our mental health journey and things like that. It's really all about the algorithm that you're guiding it to feed you and just how intentional you are with how you use social media. So that would be one way to actively engage with the Mercury conjunct South Node. Also with how you're consuming news, right? News, it's good to be aware of things, but we need to be mindful, especially with the South Node and Virgo, ruling our health, ruling mainly our digestive health and the gut-brain axis, and Mercury as well, a lot of the mind. Like, what are we taking in information-wise and digestive-wise? What are we putting into our mouth and what are we putting into our mind? Because both of those are key indicators of health, especially when you consider the gut-brain axis, which is a very important key to health. So be mindful of like how you're intaking news as well. And then just be more spiritually aware and spiritually aligned with what you're doing with the information that you are taking in. You may be feeling hints or you may be prompted to change the way you do business, because Mercury is commerce and things like that as well. So you might be thinking about changing the way you do business. There may be also something coming in today regarding siblings or community, and maybe letting go of being overly critical with your community and your neighborhood or your siblings or extended family or something like that. Releasing that with the South Node, and then with the opposition to the North Node, really bringing in more compassion and understanding and forgiveness into those relationships. That could be a thing. There could be, with Mercury, representing travel and things like that, and the North Node taking things away. There might be something in regards to travel plans following through, or perhaps getting rid of an auto or something like that. Like I talked about in regards to how Virgo is related to our health, maybe and Mercury being related to our mind. Maybe we're able to finally see and recognize addictions or self-sabotaging behavior, like old thought patterns, old thought loops, old perceptions, kind of what I was talking about earlier also with the ego death. Like, whose voice is talking in my head, and who told me to think like this, and is it true? And what would I believe if I was led by spirit and not fear? And led by love, not fear. So those types of things. Also with the Mercury conjunct the South Node as well as opposite the North Node, there could be a lot of intuition, and especially with Virgo related to the gut, it could be a lot of gut feelings coming in today. So pay attention to those. And then for a lot of people, perhaps especially Virgo and Gemini risings, you might be feeling a little more psychic senses coming online, right? So that could be very exciting. And then again, with like Saturn in with Pisces, and Mercury being here in the mix, like I'm really feeling into this like empathic energy of the North Node. And, if there are some psychic things coming online and being able to pick up other people's energies or other worldly energies, it might seem overwhelming if that's never happened to you before. So working with Saturn here to really develop like energetic boundaries. And if you are an empath and have never worked with energetic boundaries, I certainly would love to help you discover some practices or do a separate video on some practices that you can do, some visualization techniques and things like that to set energetic boundaries so that you can distinguish a little bit what's yours and what belongs to other people. But that could be a thing. And then, let's see. Yeah, and again, this is really just highlighting wherever this Pisces Virgo axis is for you and bringing in that Mercury is bringing in new clarity and things of that nature, new thought patterns of what you might need to let go and what you want to embrace. And you want to let go of those overly critical, being too attached to that voice that you don't even know where it came from, and leaning more into faith, trust, love, compassion for all, and understanding that we all are all one and are all connected. Okay, so then Friday we have the Sun and Mercury in Virgo making a sextile to Jupiter in Cancer. And this is a really good feeling day, really good feeling. So Jupiter brings expansion, it brings opportunities, it brings luck and abundance. On the negative side, it can expand things too much, so be aware of that. But with it being in Cancer, it should be bringing in opportunities in regards to Cancerian themes. So, like home, family, emotional safety, and then additionally, whatever area Cancer rules in your chart. Could be getting opportunities from those areas of life. So the sun in this sextile is really helping shine a light on these opportunities so you don't miss them, because sextiles can kind of be a subtle energy. They're there, but you have to like actively notice them, and to get the benefit of them, you have to act on it. So the sun is really helping us try to see these opportunities that are coming in. And then Jupiter also just may be helping us feel really good, right? Jupiter, like I said, expands, and the sun is our ego. So we just might be feeling kind of on top of the world on Friday, and like everything's going good, and might be feeling magnetic and all those things. So there's that. And then Mercury is providing communication, news, clarity, things like that. And Jupiter is amplifying, bringing it in. So there could be like a lot of information. We could almost be feeling maybe overwhelmed with the information that's coming in. But again, we need to pay attention to it because there's probably opportunities in there somewhere for us. So we want to make sure that we've got our journal out, we're ready to figure out how to take action, or just jot it down so that we can figure out if it's something that we should act on or not. And again, the things to look at where these opportunities might be coming from could either be, the Virgo or the Pisces areas, since that's where the North Node and the South Node and a lot of activity going on there, but also in regards to the Cancerian energies where Jupiter is. So home, family, just feeling more emotional safe, as well as Cancer, where Cancer falls in your chart. And then, perhaps some of the other things that Jupiter represents as well. Jupiter represents guides and teachers and religious figures and advisors and counselors. Jupiter can represent things about the law as well. So that could be where these opportunities are coming in for it. So Jupiter's enhancing Mercury in that it's bringing in a lot of communication, could be bringing in a new automobile, could be bringing in, this would be perhaps a good day for travel. Maybe luck in traveling or things like that. Yeah. And then, yeah, it's kind of like with Jupiter really enhancing the Mercury communication piece, I feel this energy and the sun like really shining a light on it. I feel like even though this is a sextile, that it's the universe really screaming at us, like, here it is, here's this opportunity, don't miss it. Like, here it is. I'm handing it to you. I'm showing it to you. I'm communicating it to you. Here's all these signs that I'm giving you. Now it's your job to not miss it and to capitalize on it. So, yeah, since it's a sextile, you got to act. So any of the ideas that are coming in, really jot them down. I really, really recommend that. Okay, so then on Saturday the 13th, we have the sun in a cazimi with Mercury, or Mercury in a cazimi with the sun. So that means that they are conjunct, that the sun is fully illuminating Mercury. So if there was any little bit of uncertainty yesterday or earlier in the week, since Mercury was combust with the sun, meaning that the sun was kind of taking a little bit of Mercury's brightness away from it, overshadowing it a little bit too much. So if there was anything that was unclear, like ideas were coming in, you jotted them down, but you're like, I'm not really sure how that feels, or if I should act on that, or anything like that. The Sun Mercury cazimi should give you the yes or no. It should give you clarity on what actions you should or should not take and what is meant for you. So it really should be bringing, since it is in Virgo, it should really be bringing in clarity on the Virgo themes, such as what actions you might need to take in regards to your health to get that gut-brain axis especially healthy. It could provide clarity around your schedule and how you're maintaining your daily routine or your weekly or your monthly schedule, what you need to let go of, what you need to have a little bit more wiggle room with, where you need to dial things in, where you need to have a little bit more free flow and trust. And then any healing as well, anything that needs clarity on healing or what direction to take with things, that should be illuminated and clarified on Saturday the 13th. So overall, with Mercury as well, it's a great day for any writing, organizing, editing, launching something, so commerce related, cleaning out digital clutter or just cleaning out your office, analyzing anything that needs to be analyzed. So maybe, that could be so many things. But it's a great day for those types of things. Great day for communication too, because I feel like the communication will be on point. Everybody will be speaking very clearly. So those are the key things for Saturday. But yeah, if the ideas that have kind of come to you throughout the week were a little unclear, Saturday should make it crystal clear, and it's a great day to work on any Mercury or Virgo related things. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit about just what this might mean for us all collectively in like the geopolitical world, right? So the Sun and Mercury with the South Node could be revealing broken systems, especially in the labor, health, bureaucracy, and government systems and logistics. So we could be seeing whistleblowers or leaks, especially as it relates to the healthcare, education, public employees, scientific institutions, and perhaps climate related themes. So yeah, the Sun and Mercury with the South Node could be bringing forth information or revealing broken systems in these areas, which I think we are seeing. Jupiter and it's sextile to the Sun and Mercury. There could potentially be some renegotiations or breakthroughs in immigration. There could be laws or policies that affect families, housing, or domestic food production. We are definitely seeing a lot going on in the housing bubble, the housing market. So there could be more things coming out regarding the state of the economy as it relates to housing. And then overall with immigration and protecting borders and things like that, there could be things, breakthroughs or negotiations or just news coming forth regarding all that. And then with the Cazimi with Mercury and the Sun, this is really a truth spotlight, which is kind of exciting. So there could be leaked internal memos or studies coming out. There could be global health related headlines. There could be labor or worker strikes, or maybe just more layoffs coming out. There could be revelations that trigger public discourse. It's overall just a big announcement day, and it is kind of with the Cazimi, it's whatever is hidden is becoming clear, and what's ever been manipulated is being picked apart. So that is exciting. And the other themes that we might see with this are AI and media, perhaps military, perhaps information regarding like surveillance and cybersecurity and things like that. So keep your ears out for those types of things in the media. And so that's all I've got for you for this week. That is the forecast. If you want to learn how to pull up your birth chart to see exactly what houses Pisces and Virgo and Cancer fall in for you, so you can make a little bit more sense of this in your own life, I'll link to a video probably over here. I'm not sure which side it'll be on, of how to pull up your birth chart. So that should help you. And if you want to go even deeper than just watching the video of how to pull up your birth chart, I do have a beginner's astrology course called Your First Astrology Course that I am starting September 21st. It'll be a 6-week long course, and I will put it up on the screen right now. So it's on sale for early bird pricing right now. You can go to my website. I'll put the link in the description below, but this shows what you will get in the course. It'll be 6 weeks. We're going to do live weekly classes. We'll do some Q&A, no paid software needed, beginner friendly, real life application, has a little bit about me on here, kind of details out the 6 weeks and what we're going to go over each week, details out what you will walk away with, being able to read your own chart with no overwhelm, understanding and having some clarity on your big three, how the planets and signs work together, planets, signs, and houses and aspects work together, kind of taking these forecasts like I've done here today and figuring out the practical timing and what they mean for you. You'll walk away with being able to give some meaningful insights to friends, kids, and clients, certainly a long way away from being able to do full birth chart readings, but at least being able to understand things a little bit more. So that's the link right there. I'd love to have you join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's going to be live. It's on sale for early bird pricing right now, but once class starts on the 21st, that price is going to go up. But I really want to make it yours too. So every week, I'm going to be asking for your feedback and what more information you want, what would be more helpful for you. So you're really going to be helping create this class as we go through it as well. So I'd love to have you join me there. And then the other thing that I'm offering too is a Patreon membership this month, where every month for all the Patreon members, you will get a 20-minute birth chart reading about whatever topic I'm covering that month. So this first month, I'm really gonna just be focusing on the elements of the birth chart, so fire, earth, air, water, and how to look at your chart and understand what your makeup is as far as the elements, and what sense to make of that. But every month that you would be a Patreon membership, you would get a 20-minute reading specifically on the topic for that month. So it's like a monthly getting to know yourself subscription. So if that is something that sounds fun and exciting to you, then certainly join my Patreon as well, which will be in the link in the description box below. I look forward to seeing you there, and I look forward to seeing you here soon again for another weekly forecast. Until then, have a wonderful week, and comment below on how this energy is hitting you, how you're feeling, and I will talk to you later.